He said it so casually, like eviction was a family joke. His smirk sliced through the candlelight, his wine glass half raised. My brother, Adam. Mom and Dad sat frozen, their silence thicker than guilt. I'd expected disappointment, maybe even resistance. But the smirk? That was new. "You have 1 week to leave," he said again, leaning back, savoring his little victory. I let the words hang. The clock ticked. My hand brushed the envelope beside my plate, the one I'd brought for dessert. "Actually," I said, pulling it out and laying it flat on the table, "you all have 24 hours." The laughter died. 2 years ago, I was the son who didn't matter, the quiet one, the accountant, the one who didn't gamble, didn't chase, didn't break. Adam did all three, beautifully. He was the golden boy with our parents orbiting his chaos. Every failure of his, they dressed up as ambition. Every success of mine, they called luck. I tolerated it. Until the hospital bills came. Dad's heart attack, Mom's surgery. They were drowning in debt. Adam came to me, not to help them, but to borrow from me. I gave him everything I had, trusting blood meant something. A month later, I found the receipts. He hadn't used a penny on them. The money went to a new house, his. Their signatures were on the deed too. My parents had co-signed. My savings, their loyalty. That was the night I stopped being the quiet one. I didn't explode, I observed. I spent months studying them, their habits, their debts, their dependencies. Adam owed half the city. My parents, desperate to keep the illusion of a perfect family, kept refinancing their home, the one I grew up in, under Adam's name. The perfect noose. I found the clause in the loan agreement, one they'd signed without reading. Missed payments meant foreclosure. They were 6 weeks behind. I paid the bank directly, quietly. I became the lien holder, then the owner. By the time they realized, it was too late. Tonight was the first time we'd all sat together since that discovery. The table was dressed like a peace offering. Roast chicken, red wine, fake laughter. "Adam says you've been acting strange," Mom said earlier, her voice trembling between worry and guilt. "We're still family, sweetheart. Family." That word had become a weapon in our house. So I waited until after dessert, until the wine softened their edges, until Adam smirked across the table and declared my eviction. Then I dropped the deed. Their faces. Mom's fork clattered. Dad's lips parted, but no sound came. Adam leaned forward, trying to snatch the papers like they were his. "You forged?" "No," I cut in, calm. "You just never read what you signed." The silence felt holy. I walked them through every step. How I'd covered their missed payments. How I'd purchased the loan. How, legally, the house belonged to me now. Adam's smirk collapsed into panic. Mom reached for me, whispering, "We didn't know." But I'd stopped listening to their excuses a long time ago. "You all wanted me out," I said. "Now you get your wish, just faster." Revenge wasn't loud. It was surgical. I'd already found them a small rental in the city, prepaid for 3 months. I wasn't cruel, just thorough. I'd packed their valuables, labeled boxes neatly. I didn't want destruction. I wanted silence. They didn't argue. They just deflated. Adam tried one last move, standing inches from me. "You think you've won?" he hissed. "You'll die alone." I smiled. "Maybe, but I'll die owning everything you ever wanted." When they finally left, I stood in the doorway, watching the taillights fade into the dark. The house was quiet again. Mine, at last. It wasn't triumph, I felt. It was peace. The kind that comes when justice finally exhaled. I walked through each room, touching the walls, remembering the boy who once begged for their approval. He was gone now. replaced by someone colder, sharper, freer. I stopped at the dinner table. The wine glasses still glimmered. I poured myself the last of the bottle. "For the quiet ones," I whispered. "We learn slowly, but we never forget." By morning, their rooms were empty. The house felt larger, lighter. On the counter, Adam had left a note. "You went too far." I folded it, slipped it into the drawer where I'd once kept overdue bills. No, I went just far enough. Because betrayal isn't about what they take from you, it's about what they make you see. They showed me that family isn't blood, it's boundaries. And mine was signed, sealed, and notarized. I locked the door, the new keys cold in my hand, and finally smiled. They gave me 1 week to leave. I gave them 24 hours to remember who they underestimated. And that's the thing about revenge. It doesn't shout, it whispers. Checkmate.